Hello everyone, welcome back for a little special episode of No Suit Survival. I've got a little bit of time on the weekend, which is now. Weird order to say that in, but whatever. I've got a bit of free time now, so I actually want to do a little bit of a quick recording. Probably just going to be a little bit of a chill episode today. I think I'm going to label it as like episode 28.5. It's not going to detract from me doing an episode in the week. This will just be a sort of an additional thing today. So I think we'll just keep it nice and simple. Today all I want to do is refurbish my rocket and do some resource gathering so that I can do a bunch of building in the future. So we're just going to add our little control module to the front here. I'm going to change up the front, get rid of all the drills, the parachute, and I'll need to change the thruster arrangement. I can change out this oxygen tank, the ore detector, the O2H2 generator. I won't need any of that because I'm going to have an oxygen tank on the little control module anyway, which will be more than enough. So let's do that. So I need to bring this down to somewhere where I can work on it. So I'm just thinking I'll bring it down to the snow. Turn all these back on, dampers on, and we'll just move it up. I can probably get rid of the solar panel as well. I seriously doubt that that's even necessary. It's got a large grid battery on it, and that'd be plenty to hold it up. Now, that doesn't have, yeah, it still feels quite hefty. So I might actually add an additional thruster that points upwards, as well as everything else, so that we'll just be able to balance ourselves a little bit better. So let's just bring it down. I'm not going to like lock it to the ground with a landing gear or anything like that, simply because it'll become a bit too high to work on. Although I could connect it to the ground with a magnetic plate. That would be a lot closer to the ground. So yeah, let's do that. I should have enough resources for that, but as of right now, I can just grind down all the stuff in the front here. So let's start with that. You know, I should have put this on a lock. I should have definitely locked this to the ground before doing all of this, because that would have enabled me that would have enabled me to just use the hustle here, and I could have worked on it if it was like dangling in the air. Wonder if I have anything strong enough to pick that up. I could try moving it around with the hustle. Our hustle's got quite a bit of lifting force, so I've got some magnetic plates on the side arm, so I might be able to manipulate it around. Now that it's got very little weight on it now. It's just like the most massive thing on there, I think, is probably the tank or the thruster. Go. Oops, and the other one has locked. Now I thought I turned that off of auto lock. There we go. Auto lock off, and we can turn it back on now. Okay. Now, can I hop into the cockpit? Whoop, down it goes. Stop rotating, please. Ooh, okay. We're able to use our small grid gyroscope, just barely, to move that around. And that looks good. That's relatively flat. But how is that looking if we go by foot? We should be able to work with that. Got the connector on the bottom. Yep. Okay, that should be good. So we've got some steel plates. We can place all the blocks at the very least. So here, I can probably move that cockpit as well. See if I can. I'll grind that down by hand because I don't want to I don't want to accidentally chop off anything else. Because I think I've already grinded this thruster down a little. Oh yeah, it's even below its functional line. Okay. We'll just chuck out some parts in here. So that's for the cockpit. And we need to go and get everything for that thruster. Which I should be able to do by hand. It's only one large steel tube and some other stuff, so yep, no problem. I think I did accidentally grind down a couple of other things, but should be easily fixable. So what I want to do there is that can be another downward thruster. So my plan here was to have some nice tight thrusters in here, so we'd be able to see that's the top. I could go like thruster here, thruster there. Although then, ooh, actually I could technically give it 3 upwards thrust. And then if I go conveyor on either side, I can have 2 down, 3 up. That would let it carry quite a lot. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. So we'll add an extra junction here and an extra junction there. And then I can put in some thrusters. I normally have thrusters on here, so I'm not going to need safe zones for a while, so you can use that. I wonder if, do I want to use the industrial thrusters? Just to give it a bit of a difference from the main booster. I don't actually dislike that idea. We can spin these around, make them look they're slightly differently oriented on each one, so we can have a little bit of a symmetry going here. So I want to have that one on the outside and that one on that outside. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I'm looking at the little tank on these, yeah. And then this one you can't really see, so it's not super important, so we'll just tuck it in like that. Cool. So chop that off and go to our conveyor. Now we can grab out some blocks. I think this is probably, no, it won't, it's not going to obstruct my, yeah, it won't obstruct my building or my welding ability at all. So the question is, do we do curved tubes with thrusters? No, they have a square. They've got a square conveyor before, I'm pretty sure. So what about the industrial ones? Oh, they're more circular. Yeah, that fits a lot better with the pipe. Okay, we will go with that then. That should be plenty. Okay, so that should be everything welded up. Yeah, it was some interior plate missing in that, and something in this tank by the looks of it. Nope, that's all done. Yeah, everything's at full integrity by the looks of it, or more or less. We've got some scrap in there. Okay, so we can offload that. We don't need all that stuff in the hustle anymore. So we'll leave that, dock up, empty our cargo. And then we can set this up to recharge. Got a cockpit. That'll give me an extra little bit of control for this. And if I want to move it around without anything on it, I can use that. Alright, so now we're going to do our little capsule. So to start that off, we need another magnetic plate, or actually it has to be a landing gear because the magnetic... Oh, and... interesting, because I'm not going to be able to place this. Because normally you have to not have it as a stationary grid, because it'll just get, yeah, plinged off into the ether like that. Which means I am going to have to build it off of a rotor. Or a hinge or something. I think I just saw hinges. Did I have them on here? Hinge, right. Well, we don't need the magnetic plate, so let's go with a hinge on that spot. Right. And we'll place it like that. We can get rid of this, and we can add a small head. Right. And then we can just weld those up. We can spin this around. The other way. We can build it off of that. So we'll lock that into position. Then we can build off of here. I'll need to take note of that. Safe zones make everything fairly interesting. Now, I'm thinking of doing a bit of a cone shape, so the easiest way to do that is probably going to be on foot, and I can start it from here, and then I'll just scaffold it. Okay, we'll do that. So we're gonna need a connector. Let's make it. We can bring that at least a little bit closer to the ground. I'm not sure if the connector is going to be the lowest part. Actually, it might not. Maybe I will. So I'm thinking of having it be like a sort of, if you think like a traffic cone, that's the kind of shape that I want to go with. So we'll have something that hooks onto that. And then it'll have its thrusters around there. So let's do that. And we'll go back to this so we can get our scaffold. I'm not doing a good job of describing what I'm talking about. Alright, so yeah, we don't need a cargo container because this thing is designed to work. Actually, I can give myself some more room here by simply doing this. Yeah, that gives us a little bit better of a place to work from. So we don't need a cargo container on here. We just need a oxygen tank, because the cargo container is going to be using that large grid ship there. So, oh, I was gonna use a fighter cockpit, but that has the 2 small ports, so we're gonna have to use the regular cockpit. Oh, yeah, I thought the I don't know why, but I thought the oxygen tank had a large port and a large port on either end. I think I might have been thinking of a medium cargo container. I had cargo containers on the brain. Alright, so that's thrust in every direction. That is technically functional. Oh, except for this one. There we go. Now it should be all good. I will need to connect it to some hydrogen though. Actually, come to think of it, the more I look at this design, the more I don't think I actually need a large battery like that. I'm going to actually get rid of that, and I'm going to change it out for some smaller batteries. Now my reasoning here is that I should have more than enough power to get pretty much anything I want done in just, say, 3 small batteries, and I can cram like a small reactor in here somewhere. And that way I can keep the armor shape at least looking like it does match up on both sides a little bit, just for that aesthetic reason. Could even fit the remote control in there, just to give it a little bit of visual interest. So that would be probably this block here. And switch this out for, although the remote I don't think would look terribly good. Let's get it out on a hotbar at least so we can test it. Remote control. What if I put it up near the front? Change that front one to a remote. That way we could break up the shape at least a little bit. So I think we'll weld this one up and we'll place a remote here. And then we've got to find a block that fits in nicely with that. So that'll probably need to be bases like this. And then I could do, well, not a tip because it's a bit too long. We need, what do we need? We need this one probably. Let's see how that looks. That gives us room for like some extra 2 programmable blocks or whatever on the other side. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And that way it's not just one big flat shape. So let's fill these in. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I don't mind that. It looks a lot better than I was expecting. Okay, so now it's got a bunch of decorative problems. Let me get my paint tool out. Now, what blue have I got? Oh, that's gonna, yeah, no, that's not gonna work, dang. I'll need to put the concrete tool on another slot. Because normally you need to scroll through to use the paint tool. What I'll do, I'm definitely going to use the paint tool regularly, but I can put the concrete gun back in here. And I don't know what that was. Could have been anything. So yeah, because we need to scroll through to do paints. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now we can start. We need to fuel it up. It's basically it's done. Yeah, it's done. I'm happy with that. So let's get it all set up. Should be good to go. And we just need to set up the scripts. So if that is locked here, right, that should give us control of the whole thing. So I wonder if yeah, I do have access to everything here. So now we can control the magnetic plate, and we'll put that on toolbar 2. So I have switch lock there. Everything else needs to be on, thrusters, everything. Oh, but with the parachutes, we'll put in there. So parachutes, rocket parachutes. And we can add that to our hotbar. We want a open close and an auto deploy on off. So we should be able to control it now that well, we can set up the script first. Okay, so we got our programmable block 1. This is going to be sub thrusters. Let's see, that's a nice script from Whiplash. Subgrid gyros, subgrid thrust. So how do I use this? Place a seat or remote on the main grid. Optional, add the name tag reference to the block name if you want specific ship controllers to be considered. place a program block, attach your off-grid thrusters and however you like, and it should automatically do it. So what we want to use is the capsule cockpit, and we'll add that as a reference. So then our programmable block should detect that. Yep. So then unlock, and we're not controlling it. I wonder if we need to recompile the script, or if this is even going to work. Surely it would work. Or maybe I need to set it as the main cockpit. Oh, it's gone back to lock. Okay. No? Okay. It's not that. Is there a setting, I wonder? I would have thought this would work. Programmable lock. What have we got? Oh. Detect blocks over connectors, true. Name tag of the reference ship controllers. So that should have changed it. I wonder if we still need to recompile it though. There we go. Right, so now we have thrust. And it's a little janky, but it does work. Oh, and we need to use the gyroscopes. Okay, so that's got to be part of it as well. I did see an option for that. Did I not? Well, I mean, we do have another programmable block, so we could always just use his sub-gyros script as well. Which I believe functions fairly similarly. Place a script, place some ship controllers, place some subgrid gyros. Okay, so it should have detect, yeah, so it runs the same way. We want to set that to true. And we'll recompile that one. Subgrid gyro. Okay, we have full functionality. It's a little janky, but it does work. So we've got room, I've got money. One possibility, I could try doing a repair contract, so that would involve me going up into space, we go to a trade station, we get a repair contract, we buy a ion welder, strap that somewhere to this ship, hopefully I've got a port for it, and the programmable block for that, the programmable blocks for the references there should be quite usable because I can just switch around which one is the main cockpit, essentially. Okay, so capsule. Right, the first thing I want to do with that is, because I forgot to, I would like to take a blueprint of this. What's a good angle? Well, I can get my spectator, can't I? It'll give me a better angle for taking a blueprint. And I'm probably going just to do some search contracts. And my idea there is I don't have enough time really to do a bunch of like unique, interesting repair contracts and whatnot. But I would like to just test out how much mass in terms of like steel plates, iron ore, iron ingots. They're the main resources that I'm looking for right now. I want to see how many of them I can actually carry in this rocket now that I have 3 vertical thrusters. Okay, so we've reached the first station. Clank. Oh man, docking this is really not very easy. I think it wouldn't be so bad if I had a smaller forwards thrust, probably. But I think it's because they're all trying to compensate for that one giant thruster that makes it a little bit tricky. There we are. Let's move forward a bit. There we go. We are locked. And we might as well disconnect the capsule. Interesting. Appears to be... Even though I'm disconnected and there's no antenna on the other ship, it appears to be controlling the thrusters on it. Which is kinda odd. So let's plonk ourselves down. Here we are. And I might need to run around this way. So I've sort of lost all ability to walk around on here. There we go. So, trade station. Now, do you have any fun contracts for me? It's got some search. Oh, a nice pricey hauling. Acquisitions. Now, I need to have a look out for if I can cheese that a little bit. We've got uranium and uranium ore. Good bit of iron. So we'll definitely be buying that. Buy all that. Now, can we sell anything? So they're looking for... Oh, they can sell me uranium, silicon, platinum ore, magnesium powder. Do they have any contracts for that sort of stuff? Got platinum ingots. Steel plate, silver ingots. There's a lot of silver. No. Alright, well I will just do some search contracts then. Let's just grab 3 of them. Should be able to do that quite comfortably in the time that I have. I might as well, if I've got all that money, I might as well buy some uranium while I'm here. To keep up my reserves back at base. And we can go and re-dock up. Hope I have enough fuel to do it. Oh, getting up is very, very slow. I hope that's just a visual problem in that the thrusters are operating this one even though the grid isn't attached. Because if I leave this ship in space somewhere, I don't want it to just consume, well, I don't want it to go flying off into some random direction just because I'm maneuvering around in my capsule. That kind of defeats the purpose of it. Okay, that one's done. Oh, yeah, skirting by, just barely. Where is it? There's a junker station. One of the things we're keeping an eye out for is a trade station which I could fly down to. Can't be much further than this out onto the ice, if it is on the ice. What I could do, could be a little bit cheeky and just turn on the target indicator, although it should be showing it anyway. I have got a speed mod, so I suppose it's possible it could drop by parachute and have fallen through the planet? This side. That'd be way too far. No. I do not see it. So I think we're going to have to abandon that one. Unfortunately. So that station won't have its inventory refreshed unless I, like save and quit. But, instead of doing that, I'm just going to go for the other station. Oh god, that just created a whole bunch. Buying ore, selling ingots. Selling ingots. That's what we want. SEMS station. Let's see how much we can get with the money that we've got. That's perfect. I might not be able to sell anything to them, but I do have enough money, so I should be able to convert plenty of money into resources here. Now, unfortunately, I can't. See, now my target indicator is working. Yeah, I think that unknown signal just didn't exist. I do have an inkling that is the case. These stations are a little tricky to get into. I don't think they have any ground access, so you do have to sort of land in it with a connector, and you can, like the thrusters can cause damage to the grid, which makes them, it negatively affects your reputation, but I think we should be okay. Doesn't seem to have caused any problems, so we are locked. And we can have a look at their station. Oh, okay, that's not even a crazy amount. But it is super cheap. And they can sell uranium as well, okay. I can't select my ship. Oh, I'll move by hand. It should be easy enough. Can fit all that. Oh, it's not locked, that'd be why. Yes, that is why. Okay, is it turned off? What happened? It's unlocked. It's not locked, so why is it? Why is it unlocked? It's automatically disconnecting me for some reason. I guess I'm just gonna have to do it all by hand then. Whoops. Unfortunately, this isn't in a safe zone, so I can cause damage to it. I don't have any easy access to the cargo container. Why have I? It's like I've lost partial control. Yeah, see, there we go. That's thrust damage. Why are you behaving so weirdly? It's probably because I damaged something and the grid mass changed. That must be it. Yeah, I need to go up further than that. Here we go. Should give me enough time to get in there. Drop that off. Okay. Can stop there. So what happened here? Is this major damage or was it just a little bump? Oh, just a little bump. Okay. Right, now let's use a connector that is a little bit more forgiving. There we go. Oh. I was just barely over the edge. Yep. Should hopefully have a way up. So many ladders. Okay, where is the door? Down here. Down here. No, not there. That's gotta be it. There we go. RLDC station. Now, have you got any fun contracts? It's all search and acquisition. Huh. 32 silicon wafers should be pretty easy. Yep. I can do that. That's a bit of easy money. Is there any others that are ingots? 421 silver ingots. Do you sell silver? You do not. What else have we got? Motors, steel plate, computers. No, all search contracts and whatnot. Okay, how much have we got? We've got 6.3 million, was it? Yep, 6.3. So we've bought some uranium, which should be in that cargo container. Not sure why it isn't. Got plenty of platinum back home. Should be alright for uranium. Let's just buy all of that and all of that. We're okay for silicon and nickel. We just need lots and lots and lots and lots of iron. That is a lot of hydrogen. Not going to need all of that. Maybe we'll just grab 1,000 kiloliters. Oh, whoops. That needs to go into that tank. Gold. Yeah, we're okay. We're good with that. So in total we've made about 15,000 iron. It's not a crazy amount, but it is doable. Now I want to fuel up. I just need to be careful with the tank. I think it doesn't go through it fast enough for me to be unduly concerned. I only really need to worry when the fuel goes below like 10%, as that's when it would be like dangerous that I couldn't see the fuel gauge, but it should be okay even though I can't see it from this cockpit. So we'll leave our rocket there. That's fine. We can just switch out the Nix and the Hustle if we want to use that pad there. We need to create a launch bay, launch pad, or something of that ilk for this ship somewhere. And whether I do that in the next episode or not, I am unsure. Probably not. I think in the next episode I'm going to focus on getting resources. I really just need to stock up as much as possible on iron. I wouldn't be satisfied if I had anything less than like 100,000 iron ingots by the end of next episode. So that's what my focus is going to be, getting a whole bunch of resources so then I can work on everything. But that's going to do it for this weekend's little mini special, or not mini special, but whatever. You get the idea. That's going to do it for this weekend's episode. So I'll see you guys all during the week.